Your ring is really...
Oh, you're so silly.
I need sunglasses. I should have wore shades today.
You're so silly.
No, that ring is really beautiful. Did he pick this ring out for you, or
Yes.
did you hint? Did you give a hint like,
No,
babe,
Mike.
that one three rows to the left?
No, you're so silly. I call it the ring of love, you know.
That's a lot of love in that ring.
Oh my gosh. So sweet.
He said we need the prayer. We need the prayer. Everybody wants the prayer, right? So wait, what is the story of that?
You guys are so
The story
honestly,
is that you prayed on it, right? Like
well, I never said that, but but I did do that. I did pray. But the fans are so sweet. I think they've just been going on this ride with me, and you got to think there has to be some kind of prayer, you know, that brings you to the, you know, to the journey, through the journey.
What is the prayer? What is the prayer? Is there a specific prayer, or do
well,
you?
You know,
everybody
I
prays
prayed
different. Everybody prays different.
I prayed many times. You know, I mean, I say everything that I prayed, but I can tell you I was very specific at this point in my life. And first thing first is when I started to like get myself centered, I started to understand the power of loving myself, firstly. And I had to like, you know, commit to that idea. Let me love myself. Let me get myself in the right place, you know, so that, you know, I can, one, love myself. If I love myself right, then I believe I can get the love that I deserve. I'll have the love. I'll be loved the way that I deserve. And then I can also be clear enough to love the way I'm supposed to love as well. You know, as far as praying, I did have many times where I prayed. You know, when you're in that space with just you and your baby, my baby boy, my little juicy man.
He's so cute.
Forever juicy man. Gosh, when he gets older, I'm like, Mom, all right, lose that name.
Or maybe not. It might work
Oh
for
my
him.
gosh. Yeah, no, but when it's just me and him, you know, I'm very specific because it's not only about me, but it's also about him now. So I can't play around. There's no more experimenting. Like, I thought I was going to be single for like 4 years. I had that in my mind. I was like, and I don't know why that number was 4 years, but I was like, I was really ready to like take my time and be patient and let love really fall in place the right way, because I desire something new. You know, I desire something different. I desire to be loved to the highest capacity. You know, and to be loved the way that I felt I deserved. So when I prayed, I'll tell you a few things that I did pray. You know, I prayed for a God-fearing man. I prayed.
Oh, God.
I prayed for discernment. I prayed for wisdom, to really learn from the wisdom that I'm gaining through the experience that I'm going through. I prayed for a man that loved kids. Because obviously me having my son, that was, if you're going to love me, you got to love him. You know, I prayed for a man that was worldly as well, because I love to explore. So someone that's going to edify my world is important to me. I was ready to level up. You know, but I can go on and on. I prayed many different things.
Wow, but you got all the things you were praying on.
God is
amazing?
good. You know, God is good. But I look
God
at
is
life.
good, but sometimes you pray for something and God be like, that's not really what you need. I'm going to give you what you really need.
But you
You
know
know what I'm
what?
saying?
I did pray for what I needed too.
Oh, that's good.
That's important, right?
Yeah.
Like, we can want love, but what does that mean? I think we have to be really specific about what we're attracting to our lives, because love can look different in different scenarios.
Yeah.
And in different people. So we gotta be really, that's why I think you have to be in
Sometimes
gotta
you
be
need
specific.
time by yourself to
you
get
do.
there. Yeah.
And I had the best time at that moment just rolling with my son. I was like, let's go. Like, I gained 60 pounds.
60?
I was like, yeah. I was like, yes. And I said
Where?
I was, by the way, I
Where?
said I was never going to, oh, it was all everywhere. I did like the hips that came with that.
what were you eating?
Everything. You know, at first I was like, I'm gonna like, you know, do good. Then all of a sudden, like 5-month mark, I was like, let's just get it. Oreos, what's up? Cheeseburger, let's go. French fries. It's like, I'm pregnant, so it's cool. It's all good. And then I was like, I'm not gonna do that again, ever, 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 you know, when I have my next child. And then with Ciara, I gained 65 pounds. But I guess my point is that when I was on that, where's I about to go with that? When I gained my, 60 pounds, and it was just me and little, Juicy Man, I was like, Mama got to do what Mama got to do. I was like, I'm going to focus. I'm going to work. Part of loving myself was me also working out and taking care of myself. So I revved up my training plan, like, aggressively, met with my nutritionist. I just focused on me so heavy. I focused on, like, really figuring out how I wanted to get better. I had so much fun with Future. He would sleep. He was like my teddy bear. So he slept with me way longer than they would suggest any parent to sleep with their babies. We went to like 11 months, because once Russ came into our lives, like, okay, we gotta switch this up. Like, Future can't be sleeping in the bed all the time. But Russ was so patient. He was so sweet because the sweetest thing is, and I won't get emotional, but when he came into our lives right away, changing diapers, we were like easing Future out of sleep into sleep training. Like, we would have this, like you have the little pack and play, you can move it to the room with you.
Yeah.
So he would sleep in the room with us for a while, and then I'm like, okay, Russ is so patient right now, and this is great, but I don't think this is a good idea for us to keep doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
But we put our heads together, and we trained him together, and that was hard. Good 7 days of him just crying, before he used to go to bed.
I hate that process.
Oh my gosh.
You know what that is? So you have to. So the thinking is that you got to put the baby in their room, and you let them cry.
You gotta let 'em
and
cry.
you can't take them out no matter what. You just let them
And
keep
it
crying.
hurts.
And it takes, they say, 3 days. But if you break
you do it.
you have to start all over
exactly.
again.
And
but it's torturous.
It is, and they go, "Mommy," and they cry. Oh my God, I'm hurt, Mama. You go through that.
It's
but
horrible.
then it's good though. It's worth it because, gosh, I'll tell you, with 2 kids, it is the best thing that they know when they're supposed to go down for their naps. Future doesn't nap anymore, but he's such a good kid. And
go to
it's
bed.
good, yeah, exactly.
Get in your bed. This is
good.
Mommy and Daddy's bed. And you go to your bed.
Exactly. But it's good though because they know, they know what to expect. We know what to expect. We get to have time for ourselves.
Yeah. By the way, happy early Mother's Day.
Yay!
Happy Mother's Day to any moms.
Yeah,
here.
happy Mother's Day to all the mamas.
All the moms.
Yeah.
I love that you share that story because people think, they only see pieces.
Yeah.
And don't really understand the hard times and the times.
Oh my gosh.
With your people, because
yeah.
I know you have a pretty strong girl crew. Like, you have great friends. So
My
at that girl gang, hey, girl gang, right?
My girl gang lit. Hey.
Were they a big part of that time of getting you through that time?
Yeah. Huge.
So we have, her girl crew is pretty impressive, by the way. It's Kelly Rowland and Lala and Serena Williams and who
I
else
have my best friend Yolanda Frederick. She's my makeup artist.
Hi, Yolanda.
She's somewhere around
back
here. She's
there.
hot.
Hi,
She's
Yolanda.
She's waving
Oh,
her
she
head.
cute. Hi.
So I've known Yoli since I was 16 years old. But my friends, have lifted me up at some of the most crucial times. They've also celebrated with me at some of the most beautiful times. But I will say there is no better, feeling and sense of comfort when you have your friends by your side. Like, Girl Gang is real, right? That's the song, Girl Gang. That is real. We need a place to go to because I really think that when we're going through tough times, if we don't have if we don't have outlets, we will explode.
What was the best thing that they did for you? Was there an advice or just a moment
just
that
being there and listening to me tell them the story in different ways over and over and over. And not telling me what I should do, but just being there and giving me wise advice, Because I believe you shouldn't tell your friends what to do. They've got to go on their own kind of roller coaster themselves. But you do need to give them some wise words, because that's the point of being friends. Now, you can't just be like, yeah, girl, jump off the cliff, girl, go do. You can't be like, do that, but you got to be there. You got to be,
so funny.
You know what I mean, right? You can't send them just, off the ledge, down the wrong, path. If it's getting too crazy, then you have to jump on in and debo that thing and try to save your friend, But my friends, they've just been there to be good ears, know.
It's hard when you grow up and like you were saying, you see one thing, it becomes your idea of what life is supposed to be. Like, your mother and father get together, they have a baby, they stay together forever. So you having that in your head the whole time and then that being rocked that
was
could be a little,
real because that's what I knew. And then
Yeah.
also when you're living your life in front of the world, you kind of feel like a failure. Like I feel like, oh Lord, what they gonna say about me now?
Yeah, but
Lord,
what?
they about
No,
to go,
you can't
they
let
about
people
to
think
slay
that.
your girl. No, but I mean, but it's not so much about what people think. But that adds more
But how
onto
did you?
the.
Would you say that it's things that you did or choices you made that contributed to being in bad places? And of course,
Oh,
you learn.
absolutely. But
Yeah.
that's why I had to like really be specific when I was like looking forward, and there's a moment of reflection when you look in the mirror and you have to say, okay, what am I doing that's like, it's something I'm doing that's like consistent and I need
What
to
is
switch
that?
that.
Did you figure out what that was?
Oh, I definitely figured out what it was.
Is it share worthy or not yet?
Yeah, not even, we can talk about it at another time. Yeah, but it's like doing the same thing over and over is insanity, right? The same thing is, the bad stuff
Yeah.
over and over. It's just, yeah, he said the cycle.
cycle.
If you keep running into a roadblock or like the wall, at some point in time, you got to go like, okay, something has got to be a little different here. Like, I've got to do something different. Like, you know what I mean? That's
do.
just real,
Everybody's
right?
been there, by the way.
And
Yeah.
especially when you want to grow,
Yeah.
right? You got to be real with yourself. Like, I was really real with myself, but I think it's also because I was ready to be in a certain place.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we're not ready for where we're supposed to be. We're not ready for where we're about to go.
Yeah.
I was so ready. Like, I remember one time praying because on the song "I Love Myself," yeah, the opening lines. But I just remember feeling it over my body, like to the point to where it's right now when I'm talking to you, it's like it's coming through me. Like it was like almost having goosebumps. Like I just knew, like I could taste literally on my, like it's the power of manifestation. Like you can taste where you're about to go. You can taste what you want. You can taste what you need. You can taste what you deserve. Like, and you don't like the taste of what's not right. Like you can feel it through your body. So for me, I was committed. Like it was like no more of the same habits or no more of this feeling again. Like it is not fun. What? It's not fun doing all that. Like
That's not a good time.
That's not healthy. And you know what? The biggest thing I will say for me is I am afraid of wasting my life. I am afraid of wasting my life. That's like, even in the label scenario, like I just felt if I don't start moving forward, these great records that I have, they'll never see the light of day. And I work too hard, to create this stuff, for life. I work too hard. I'm not trying to keep running in circles. Like, you know what, as women in particular, because, the system with men, like, not to sound crazy, but,
let it go.
you can get them, you can get them young things all, it don't matter. You can be 80 with the 21, or, but for girls, it changes for us. And, it's like, for me, it's like, look, and I'm be hot at 80 now, don't get twisted. But, I'm just afraid of wasting life. Like, life is so precious. And it's like, I want to maximize life, and I want someone that wants to maximize life with me. Like, that's what I was feeling. It's like you just want it. You can feel it through your body.
Can I ask you one question then? So when
Yes.
you have all this and you know it's coming, you know what you want, you do this work, and then like the curtain opens and Russell's standing there. Like, do you know right away, or
yeah.
does it take time?
Oh, no. You know right away. You know right away. I remember looking at my husband the first night we met, and we both had the same, it was like a movie. When we talk about our story back to each other, we both had the same feelings, in different ways because it was different scenarios. But we both talked about it. It was like a movie moment, like, did that just happen? And it was like, it was a calm feeling all over my body. And I also remember looking at him, and I thought he was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. And I couldn't sometimes hear half of what he was saying because I thought he was so beautiful. It was like, whew, going over my head. Focus. But when you know, we say that. And we also talk about being equally yoked. It's just light, when it's right, it's light, it's easy, even in the toughest times. And I'm learning this, like,
I was going to say, because it
easy.
doesn't, just because it's right doesn't mean it's always easy.
Oh,
right?
yeah, no. We definitely have moments where we'd be like, he thinks blue, I think red,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just real,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But when you're on the same page, you share the same vision, you have the same goals, the same passions, and communication
Yeah.
Communication is huge. Like, if we can't communicate, we can't get anywhere. And we're really big on that. And even like the things that we just may not want to communicate about, we do it.
Yeah.
And we figure it out. And it's just easier. It's just easy.
Because you're like morally grounded in the same type of way.
We have
probably.
the same understandings pretty much of mostly everything.
Yeah.
So then you also don't feel like you're like compromising yourself either. Like, you don't feel like you don't fit in certain situations because you're like on the same page. Like, it's just, and no one's making you feel like uncomfortable either because you're on the same page.
Everybody's going to say those prayers tonight, I guess. Right? Everybody's going to say them prayers.
All I have to say is be specific, okay? Be specific.
Be very specific.
Okay?
Know what you want. Know yourself.
Know what you want and know what you don't want.
And love yourself.
And love yourself.
Yes.
Yes, man.